Hi, I'm Reverend Carolyn Harvill of the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living, and we want to say thank you for joining us for our weekly video. We are committed to being here for you in any way that we can be. So if this video is helpful, that's great. And never forget, we meet every Sunday morning at 10:30. Now, last Sunday, we talked about the difference or the adversity between complaining and creativity. Oftentimes when we talk about creativity, we think about painting a picture or writing a song or doing something very creative in that way. But each of us is creative. We may not have something that the art world is chasing us after, but we all are creating. We're creating our lives as we make thoughts and decisions and move forward. But Sunday, the focus was a little different. Reverend Dr. Ken Gordon gave the phrase, when you're complaining, you're not creative. You have to be past the complaining. So it cuts off your creative juices. So I thought a lot about that. We have things that we complain about. Some of us, it's our health, it's our wealth, it's our friendships, it's the person we live with, it's, whatever it might be. And we complain about that. Maybe we complain about traffic, but as long as we are complaining, then we are not connecting to spirit, the infinite, and we are not coming up with new ideas. And that's the whole way that the universe works, is with our thoughts and ideas. And so if we can stop complaining and turn our minds and our thoughts to spirit and ask for the bigger idea, knowing that it will come, then we will be able to create an area in our lives that we thought was blocked. And we will be able to move to a new idea. Reverend Dr. Charles Parker, I'm sorry, said that anytime he was having a problem in his life, he would take time aside and sit down and say, you need a bigger idea. And then he'd sit quietly and listen to spirit. And so this is what we are talking about doing and loosing your creative abilities, is to have time where you truly connect with the truth of your being. And that is facilitated greatly when you stop complaining about an area. So that's what we talked about last Sunday. We have coming up Sunday, we're going to talk about present and presence. Can you be present without having presence? Or can you tie in to presence around you? Some of us are more talented than others at reading the energy in a room. But most of us will say, there was something about that person, or there was something very intense and giving about them. And so we're going to talk about that. Versus present, you're in the room, and presence, when you're really in the room at that present moment. So we have practitioners available to you that you can find on our website. Also on our website, we have a donation button. So if you would like to support us in that way, we would truly appreciate it. And now I want to leave you with a story that came to me that I hadn't heard in a long, long time. And it talks about a guy who was going to heaven or hell. And he was asking St. Peter, can I look at both? And St. Peter said, sure, you can look at both. And so he went to hell, and St. Peter took him, and he looked inside, and all the people were thin, and they looked like they were starving to death. And he noticed that all of them had their elbows frozen out in front of them so that their mouths would not reach their hands. And so they were starving to death. There was food everywhere, beautiful, wonderful food everywhere, but they were starving. And he said, well, that doesn't look too good. No, I don't look, okay, it's all right, let's go up to heaven. So they went up to heaven, and the room was exactly the same. There was food everywhere. There were people in there, and they all had frozen elbows so that they could not reach their mouths. But in heaven, They fed each other. They could do that, and they did. And so as you go through your week, ask yourself, am I being fed? Am I feeding? Am I being part of something bigger than I am? Bless you. Bless your week to come, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.